In the pre-digital era, authenticity was marked by human fallibility, film grain that cracked under projection light, paper fibers bleeding through inked words, or a musician's off-key whisper. These imperfections were not flaws, but proof of real presence. A hand scratched voicemail or a crooked photograph meant someone had touched it. Now imagine this: algorithms generating the exact same cues, grain, texture, vocal stutters, not to record reality, but to simulate it. We have moved from authenticity as evidence to authenticity as effect. And that shift, it's not just technological, it's economic.
MIDI Musi 1986 represents a pivotal moment in digital music evolution, standardizing communication between instruments forever altering composition performance.
In media music production of the 80s, engineers began adding intentional timing errors to drum tracks so they wouldn't sound too sterile. Because human error was the signal we associated with realness. This was no accident. It was a direct response to the coldness of machines. The trick was in pretending it wasn't there. By faking randomness in rhythm and tone, we built our first model for selling authenticity. Not by making something perfect, but by making it seem like it could have only been made by an imperfect human. The audio enthusiast of 1986 was already being sold a version of realness, crafted by machines. This is not new, but now it scales. Today's AI-generated content doesn't just mimic human speech. It learns and reproduces the social cues we associate with authenticity, bot-assisted misspellings, overuse of slang, strategic emoji drops in tweets. It's no longer faking a person. It's simulating belonging to a community. The arms race has moved from software engineers to social engineers. What once required years of technical mastery to counterfeit, a convincing human voice, natural, seeming handwriting, can now be achieved in seconds with the right algorithms. The cost of faking authenticity is plummeting while detection becomes an arms race of its own. As soon as we figure out how AI-generated content behaves differently from real people, another layer of simulation evolves around us. And that's not a bug, it's the business model.
But these minds and imaginations and skills have already shaped a new and prosperous field of endeavor, that of conquering the unknown, far beyond the gravity of our Earth.
Roland Barthes called photographs that has been a temporal artifact proving something once existed in physical space. But today's AI-generated imagery is pure invention, a simulation with no origin to anchor it. In the past, the photograph offered irrefutable proof that reality had touched the frame. Now, deepfakes and synthetic media replace memory with imagination, erasing any link between image and truth. Barthes having been there has been replaced by this is what I want you to believe. Just this week, a film entirely generated by AI was released. Dreams of Violets, made for 2000 and completed in just 2 months. It needed no actors, only code that simulated presence through lighting cues and motion curves. The director didn't direct people. They directed algorithms to mimic human behavior down to the micro expressions. This is not filmmaking. It's a new kind of ontological engineering. What we see now is the result of software pretending, convincingly, to remember a life it never lived, making assumed discovery. We imagined the moon, built it with our hands, and touched its dust. Today's future is generated, crafted in code, without ever touching reality. This shift isn't just a matter of trust or deception. It's an ontological crisis. If every image can be forged to look like it was there, then what does real even mean? We are no longer dealing with fakes. We're living in a world where the line between fabrication and existence has collapsed into simulation.
Well, it's really for people at the top end of the audio market, audiophiles, who are extremely serious about their music and can afford
just like me,
a $7,000 recording device that is the state of the art in recording.
Except I can't afford it.
Hey, what is?
Neil Postman once warned that technology redefines truth. Now it also redefines how we recognize it. In a world where AI can mimic handwriting, voice cracks, and even emotional hesitations, what we call authentic is no longer human by default. We rely on these imperfections as proof of life, but they are now programmable features in a simulation kit. The line between real and faked has blurred to the point that even reality must work harder just to be seen as convincing. In 1956, electronics were tools of defense. Today, they are tools of deception. We have created a world where truth must wear a costume to be believed. What began as an effort to simulate trust has become the very thing that undermines it. The final irony is this: the more perfect our spoofs become, the less we trust anything, even when it's real. The paradox of the perfect imperfection is that we now trust only what looks human. But when everything can look like it, trust becomes fragile. We are drowning in a sea of convincing forgeries and yet more convincing authenticity. The result: a culture where truth must perform to be recognized, and even then, no one knows if they're watching the real thing or just another well-rehearsed performance.